We're taking a ferry from the island of Brač to the island of Hvar, and it is a catamaran. This type of boat is more stable in areas with currents than traditional boats. Also, catamarans are very fast. Our ride between islands is only 20 minutes long. So, we are in for a very comfortable ride. Remember from my previous videos of Zadarma, Karska and Brač that the Illyrians used to rule along the Adriatic coast and control the sea during the time of Greeks and later Romans. But how exactly someone can control the sea? Well, Illyrians hunted, fished and farmed. They were known as warriors, but they were feared for their piracy as they looted merchant ships. Illyrians had a settlement on Hvar, as the island had an important strategic position in the Adriatic. And we have arrived to the town of Jelsa. But we are not staying here. We booked an Airbnb in the nearby town of Stari Grad and were prepared to walk between the towns. Our host was so kind, she sent her father to pick us up at the port. Our Airbnb was a hotel-style room with a common kitchen area located right on the bay of Stari Grad Historical Center. And I will show you how to enter. Through this alley.
Весь старый город, он сделан из таких очень узеньких уличков и домиков, которые вместе близко-близко пристроены друг к дружке. И он старинный, он сначала...
Notice the tiny door at the bottom of the entrance. What is it for? I want to show you the view from a window.
Если мы с этой стороны откроем окошко, вот это мой вид из окошка.
How much do you think we paid for the room? $14 per night. Not bad, right? Later in the evening, we were treated to a live performance. It is October 1st and we are off to explore the bay. And while at it, let me tell you a story of how the Greeks outsmarted the Illyrians on this very bay. When Illyrians settled on the island, they chose the place with a safe harbor at the end of a long protected bay and next to the farmland that is the largest of any Adriatic island and remarkably fertile. Willing to protect the land, they built fortified hilltop settlements overlooking the harbor, with Purkinkook to the south, Galvica to the north, and others farther away. But all those fortifications couldn't help Illyrians with what was coming. An ambitious Greek ruler, Dionysius of Syracuse, wanted to expand his dominance over Adriatic and get rid of Illyrians. His bold strategy of expansion through colonization so far has been working. By 384 BC, he already established a few Greek colonies on the coast of the Adriatic and some islands. This time, Dionysius of Syracuse sneaked hundreds of Greek settlers into the Hvar Islands' best location. When Illyrians spotted the enemy ships, they sent a messenger boat to Zadar asking for help. But little did they know that it will take about a year for help to arrive. In the meantime, they stayed back in the hills and mountain valleys, remaining hostile to and watching closely over the newcomers. During this time, the Greek colonists were incredibly busy. They officially founded or took over the existing Illyrian settlement by the sea, renamed it Pharos after their homeland island of Paros in the Aegean Sea. Knowing how far away they were from their homeland and determined to stay, the colonists were building walls to completely surround the settlement. They divided the farmland into 75 land parcels, each separated by dry stone walls and streets. The fields were arranged in a near-perfectly rectangular grid. Each field of a set size, 1 by 5 stadiums. The Greeks built small huts as temporary shelters for herders and farmers, large water collection and storage system to retain rainwater, and 3 massive watchtowers above the fields to keep guard. Those fields is the only surviving example of the ancient Greek system of agriculture in the world, and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Amazingly, today's farmers grow the same crops, follow the same calendar, and walk the same paths as the first Greek colonists. And so can anyone. The best way to explore this massive wonder is to walk or bike its streets while enjoying the season. So the Greeks were busy, but what about the Illyrians? Their navy finally showed up about a year later. 10,000 of fighters arrived into the bay and laid siege to Pharos. It does sound hopeless for the colonists, isn't it? But it was actually a trap. As Dionysius of Syracuse and his armada were waiting near the island of Vis, after Illyrian ships entered the Sloan Bay and the siege started, the Greek navy attacked from the back, trapping the Illyrian fleet and taking the victory. This battle was so devastating for Illyrians, it temporarily ended their sea dominance. The Greeks also got to keep their new land. And this was the story of how the Greeks outsmarted the Illyrians. I think we are done with the bay. Let's explore the old town. The Greeks called it Pharos, but it doesn't go under this name anymore. What happened? Let me tell you another story. Almost 100 years passed since the Illyrians defeated Pharas, until they finally retook control of the Adriatic and the island. A lot happened in 100 years. A new nation, the Romans, stepped into the stage. Illyrian ships, honoring their old tradition, had engaged in piracy more and more. So many Roman merchants were robbed and captured that the Roman Senate realized that something had to be done. The diplomatic approach simply didn't work. The Illyrian queen Teuta confirmed that piracy was not illegal in the kingdom and refused to change the laws to accommodate Roman merchants. To fix the pirate problem, the Roman Republic declared the First Illyrian War. A year later, the peace treaty lists the settlement of Pharas among the territories put under Roman protection. Those territories were still ruled by an Illyrian, though on behalf of the Romans. This Illyrian ruler was Demetrius of Pharas. Can you guess where did he build his residence? During the First Illyrian War, it was Demetrius who switched sides and helped Romans to win the war. During the following 10 years, Demetrius revived the Illyrian power, eventually breaking the treaty with Romans and starting the Second Illyrian War. And this time, the town of Pharas was burned by Romans. And when the island became a part of the Roman Republic, the Greek name Pharas was changed to Roman Phara. But only about 50 years later, during the Third Illyrian War, the town came under permanent Roman control. In the 7th century, following the fall of Salona, the capital of the Roman province of Dalmatia, many of its people sought refuge in Phara. Later, the town was taken over by the Slavs. The Slavic language didn't originally have the F sound. The newcomers called the town Khwara. With time, the name Slavicized even more, becoming Khwar. In the 11th century, the people of Khwar chose to put themselves under the protection of the Venetian Republic. As part of the deal, they built naval base for the Venetian fleet at a small settlement on the southern shore, calling it New Khwar. And the town of Khwar became Old Khwar, or simply Stari Grad, literally Old City in Croatian. And this was the story of how Pharas became Stari Grad. Under the Venetians, wine cultivation also blossomed. In the 15th century, Ireland became prosperous from fishing and the cultivation of rosemary, lavender, and olives. Lavender is used for aromatic oils and soaps. In June and July, Khwar is called the Island of Lavender. The island is also considered as the sunniest place in Europe, but not today. During the Renaissance, Khwar Island was one of the centers of Croatian literature. Much of the town was burned down by the Turks in the 16th century. The 17th and 18th centuries brought prosperity. The town was rebuilt, and the waterfront extended to the present layout we see today. Stari Grad is one of the oldest towns in Europe. Surprisingly, less than 2,000 people live in the town today. And it is now the time to say our goodbyes to